got everybody on tape. They all know it. It's a mess.
For those who were never at these freak-off parties, what were they like?
See, this is the thing. Everything that I'm about to say to you is not my firsthand knowledge. It is my firsthand witness account experience. I was a sex worker. I was a dominatrix before I got my record deal. That's how I know how the dark world and the sex world and the entertainment world run hand in hand. That's why the movie Blink Twice is so important. Salute to Zoe Kravitz. The sex workers that I have worked with throughout the years and continue to work with even to this day have worn hidden cameras. I have my own tapes. I've seen what they do. The ritualistic behaviors, the drugging, putting girls in the suitcases, dumping them in alleyways. It's horrifying. And it's all done under the protection of this is going to be paid off. There's another NDA. This is going to be, it's terrible.
It seems to have been something that a lot of people knew about, but people were simply too scared to talk about.
Everyone knows.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Piers.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha. Once again, we got Big Mouth Bitch, Jaguar, Wright, just for the FYI, YouTube. This video isn't monetized. You ain't even got to try to flag it. I got to say my piece and I got to say it how it's supposed to be said. This 47-year-old has been washed up bum bitch that never made it. By her own admission, she even said that she was a sex worker. It's a prostitute. Where the fuck are the victims at? If you motherfuckers knew the shit was going on, and I ain't even gonna say shit was going on. They was fucking. That's what grown-ups do. When the fuck has that been a crime? But if some illegal activity was going on, one has to ask, why the fuck you ain't reported to the authorities? And we don't want to hear that shit about he was rich and powerful. Federal government ain't never gave a fuck about money. The feds tax people, along with the IRS. They come get you if you don't pay taxes. Kill that shit. This bitch is a liar. She's trolling and looking for her 15 minutes of fame. She been on the goddamn chitlin circuit of interviews on YouTube. Now she's on Piers Morgan. This is what we come to, Piers. Interviewing fucking gossip column motherfuckers. I thought you was a reputable show that talk about serious shit. Diddy has been indicted in the RICO and he the only nigga. Since when the fuck has a racketeering charge ever encompassed just one fucking plaintiff or defendant? When the fuck is a RICO? Who the fuck the victims? I've seen transcripts. They don't list victims. They say Jane Doe 1, Jane Doe 2. Who the fuck are they? Other than fucking and getting high as shit. What was the crime? Last time I checked, you motherfuckers are focused on freak offs and baby oil and shit like that. Shit that's not illegal. But can somebody please point me to the fucking crime? She talking about dumping bitches in alleyways. You bitches are hookers. Fuck was they supposed to do? Be nice to you? Let you stay at their house? Get your bum ass out of here. This bitch talking about people who's keeping her against her will. I can't imagine even her younger self, people keeping her against her will. Nobody would false imprison you. And if they did, why the fuck once again, why didn't you tell the feds? This bitch is a fucking liar. Like I said, she's searching for her 15 minutes of fame. Now, I'm not defending Diddy, because like I said in a previous video, I was always a Death Row fan. But I don't believe in punishing people for doing shit that, like, is normal. Fucking while you intoxicated, while it's not normal, people do it as common. Maybe the possession of drugs is illegal. But I haven't seen one possession with intent to distribute narcotic charge yet. If I'm not mistaken, when they arrested him at his hotel room, he had ketamine, pink cocaine. I think they said he had meth, cocaine. He had GHBs. He had all these goddamn drugs. Where was the possession charge, right? You know why? It probably was for his personal use. Once again, while that's illegal, if I'm not mistaken, I think in New York they decriminalized it, right? You could be a crackhead and have a boulder in your pocket. If you ain't selling that motherfucker, they ain't even gonna arrest you. So this whole notion that he's accused of some crime. What is the crime? They've said racketeering. What did he racketeer? They said sex trafficking. Who did he sex traffic? And you can't say that the fucking male prostitutes that he had flown in and out and shit was flown in and out against their will. It was grown ass men. Nobody can make you get on a fucking private jet. They did it on their own recognizance, which is why we haven't seen any male prostitutes come forward. We haven't seen any female prostitutes. We had one porn star came through and said that he coerced her boyfriend to suck him off. Once again, that's not a crime. As zesty and weird as that may be, you proposition somebody to blow you, they can say no or yes. I'm assuming the dude said yes for her to get a job or for him to get a job. I don't know how the shit went. Once again, the guy ain't come forward, so clearly it must have been consensual. Hell, he didn't even ask the porn star bitch to blow him. So the fact that she came forward is beyond me. Now, once again, like I said, I'm not defending them. I just want to see definitive evidence. So far, this shit seems like a fucking witch hunt. You got this fucking scumbag. I'm gonna play a portion of it, not the whole thing, but you got this fucking scumbag supposed to be the writer of Kim Porter's book, talking about he got tapes. Ever since they raided this fucking crib and took the tapes from surveillance videos or from surveillance cameras, now people shopping around tapes and shit. It goes back to what I was saying when this initially happened, that somebody's trying to get tapes off this nigga. Clearly, they've gotten the tapes off him. And while the tapes are supposed to be in custody, while this fucking scumbag is talking about he gonna cooperate with the authorities, one has to ask, and I don't even know why the fucking interviewer didn't ask, where the fuck did you get these tapes at? Can't say Kim Porter gave them to you. She died. The only thing you got is copies of the book. So they've raided his house for the tapes, and clearly people now are shopping them and trying to get fucking cut deals and shit like that, doing interviews. Like, who the fuck is this scumbag? I'm about to play it.
There's a claim that Kim Porter kept copies of Diddy's alleged sex tapes as leverage. What evidence do you have to support this narrative?
The tapes.
So you actually have tapes?
I'm not going to do fully comment. Let's just say there's tapes that exist. Yeah.
Well, let's
ponder
around that. There's the investigators in the case that is now filed.
Yes.
Right. Say that they are in possession of tapes. They can actually confirm that there are tapes,
sure, as
well as baby oil, as well as all of the
sure,
other things that they found.
Yeah.
And so with that, we do know from that perspective that the DA involved in the case that Diddy is now facing,
the federal government,
yes, the DA and the federal government have tapes.
Attorney General.
And so my question is, there's a claim that Porter kept copies.
So you got this guy right here. Who the fuck is Blood? I don't know who the fuck this scumbag is, but he claimed he got tapes. If I was the authorities, I'd have to ask, motherfucker, are those the tapes we confiscated? And if they are, how the fuck did you come in possession? See, it goes back to my theory that somebody is trying to get the tapes off of him. This has nothing to do with racketeering. This has nothing to do with sex crimes. It's got nothing to do with nothing. Sex parties, free calls, baby oil. It ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Somebody with some power and money is trying to find something from him. Either he was extorting somebody or he just had tapes and evidence on them that prove that they was at the free calls and they don't want the shit coming out. And it probably was those alcohol distillery distributors or other record label executives. I highly doubt that Kim Porter had any incriminating evidence if he was doing things to minors or sodomizing or essaying women on tape. I think she would have went to the authorities. The reason she didn't is because he didn't. Everybody's trying to make this into something that it's not. Once again, you know what? I'm just gonna pull the transcripts my damn self and go through them, comb through them, because I gotta see who the fuck the witness is and what they're claiming. Flying a sex worker in and out of town is not a crime, no matter how much they try to cut it. Hugh Hefner was doing it at the Playboy Mansion. Not near in person was reined in. And if a person is getting flown in, it doesn't necessarily have to be known that they're a sex worker. I'll fly a bitch in or fly a dude in. If it's consensual and they're partaking in doing drug usage and sexual debaucherous activities, once again, there's no crime. And they're trying to make the sex trafficking like he was pimping somebody. He didn't receive any money from said prostitutes or sex workers. So at the very least, he's guilty of tricking, flying people in, spending money, buying drugs, giving them drugs. Yeah, that's all I got. Like I said, this video ain't monetized, so it don't matter. In any event, I just had to showcase these two fucking scumbags, clout chasers. Jaguar Wright 47, bitch, almost 50 years old. You too old for that. And this scumbag, whenever you have people like this around, these parasitic roach ass people around, they no good can come. This is the problem with elite black people that get money. They surround themselves with scumbags, sometimes of the same culture and race, and sometimes outside of the culture and race. But I'll tell you like this, the people outside of the culture and race, no good can come from it. They're always opportunistic. They're always looking for an angle. They're always looking for some bullshit to like kick on your back. This dude ain't said nothing that was worth any interview. And he talking about he gonna give the tapes over. Why the fuck you ain't gave the tapes over to the authorities? This is how I feel. Everybody that's not cutting forward, cooperating quick enough in a timely manner is complicit in any crime that has been committed. Because why you sitting on it, bro? In any event, if y'all like this episode, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn the notifications on so when I drop a video, you see that shit. And I'm out.